Call forwarding allows you to set conditions to send incoming calls away from your handset in the event that you can't answer or that you are busy. To get to the call forwarding rules, you will need to go to the Incoming Calls section. There is quite a variety of options for managing these rules, so let's review them in turn. The first type of call forwarding to look at is call forwarding always. This rule deflects all incoming direct calls to the extension and the direct number to instead ring a designated alternate number. With call forwarding always, every call will be handled by the alternate number and will leave the PBX entirely if that alternate number is an external one. Place the alternate number or extension in this box. Activate this feature with the radio button above. You can even set it to chirp a reminder on your desk phone every time a call is forwarded. Press OK to save the changes and return to the previous screen. Next, we will look at call forwarding busy. This state occurs when you are currently engaged with as many calls as you can handle, which is typically 3, but depends on the device and call waiting settings, or when you are in Do Not Disturb mode. By default, busy calls go to voicemail, although these settings will override this. Select the call forwarding busy, and on the new page you can see a few options that are visible. Enter the phone number or extension where you would like those busy calls to go. Enable the feature by selecting On with the radio button above. And make sure to save your changes with the OK button, which will take you back to the previous screen. Call forwarding no answer is our next category. This will direct calls elsewhere in case you do not pick up the phone after a set number of rings. By default, these calls would go to voicemail. When you select Call Forwarding No Answer, the next page will show you the few options. Enter the number or extension to forward the call. Select the number of rings with the drop-down menu. Enable the feature with the radio button above. Finally, press OK to save your changes and return to the previous screen. Not reachable is a state that occurs when the system cannot locate the phone, usually due to a power or internet outage. This call forwarding state will let you define continuity measures before a business impacting event occurs. There are only a few fields to set here. Enter the phone number or extension to forward. If you choose an extension, it makes sense to pick one in a location other than your office phone. Enable the feature here with the radio button. And of course, you will need to save with the OK button below, which automatically returns you to the previous screen. Depending on your service package, you may be able to define a sequence of alternate numbers to ring in case you don't pick up right away. Sequential Ring will allow you to define this sequence. There are a lot of parameters that can be established on the Sequential Ring page. Place the numbers in the sequence here, be they 10-digit numbers or extensions. Designate how many rings that hop will have before moving on, and decide whether an answer confirmation will be necessary. Answer confirmation forces the phone to hit a button to connect the call. You can enter a total of 5 extra hops by repeating these steps. Next, click here if you want the base location, in other words the desk phone, to ring first. And if so, how many rings before it searches the other numbers. This button, if disabled, will not ring the other numbers if the base station is in use. And this button will give the caller the option to skip the sequence and go right to voicemail if desired. Finally, you must hit OK to save your settings and return to the previous page. Depending on your service package, you may also have the ability to define a set of alternate numbers to ring as your device is ringing, and any of them can take the call as it comes in. Simultaneous Ring Personal will allow you to input this set. On the following page, you can see the options available. Enter the numbers you would like to ring. These can be phone numbers or extensions, and decide if answer confirmation is required to take the call. You can decide not to use this list if the main line is currently on a call, which will cut down on excessive ringing. You will need to enable this feature with the radio button and save the set with OK, or save and continue with Apply. You can set rules for when this list is used by pressing the Add button. You will need to define at least one rule about when to follow the simultaneous ring policy. Give this rule a unique name, and decide to make it useful for Simultaneous Ring Personal. This radio button will allow you to have multiple rules defined that you can toggle on and off. Decide what scheduling to use based on either every day, all day, or a schedule that has been already defined by the administrator. and you can even select specific numbers to simultaneously ring, or leave it set for any phone number. Finally, press OK to save your changes and return to the Simultaneous Ring personal page.